At this time, I'd like to also introduce Mr. Basil Ugorji, who will be doing the opening speech.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's been part of our tradition at the International Center for Ethno-Religious Mediation to greet conference participants 3 times. And these 3 greetings, saying good morning 3 times for us, symbolize the fact that we are all together. It symbolizes that we are all collaborating to host this very conference. In a special way, I want to thank you for coming to our conference. Many of you came from many countries. I know what it is actually to fly, prepare to travel from many countries, leave your country or your state. For those who are here in the US, came from out of state. I know the struggles, and for those who are coming from abroad at the airport, what it actually took to get out from the port of entry and enter the United States. I want to thank you again for choosing our organization, the International Center for Ethno-Religious Mediation, as a place where you could come to share your research findings, a place where you could come to exchange ideas, especially on ethnic religious conflicts. This for us is very, very important. As an emerging center of excellence for ethnic and religious conflict resolution and peacebuilding, we as an organization identify ethnic and religious conflict prevention and resolution needs. And we mobilize resources, including ethno-religious mediation and interreligious dialogue, to support peace building, to support peace efforts around the world. And our work will not actually be possible without the help of many people, some of whom are here. I want to thank our bridge builders who are over there, Jordan, Denise, Nicole, and Chris, who have been very helpful. I also want to thank Laura here, who is one of our ICERN certified mediators. I want to thank those who have been attending this conference right from the beginning since 2014 when we started it in Manhattan. I want to recognize the presence of Dr. Kelly James Clark, who is over here, who flew in from Michigan. I want to thank our keynote speakers in a special way, Dr. Brian, who has really championed the efforts that has resulted in this very discussion that we're about to have at this very conference, which is the fact that ethno-religious conflicts or religious freedom is actually good for the economy, it's good for business. I want to thank you for accepting to speak at our conference. And I want to thank UN representative who is here, Dr. Ramu, Mr. Ramu, who has come from the United Nations to share and exchange ideas with us and tell us more about what the UN is doing with respect to sustainable development. I want to thank in a special way Mercy College, especially I want to thank Professor Art, and I want to thank Professor Dorothy Balancio. These people and Lisa Mills Campbell, who is there. These people are actually behind our hosting this very conference here. Without actually forgetting people who have supported our organization from a traditional indigenous perspective, I think that their presence here is very symbolic. The king from Niger Delta in Nigeria, which is a place where oil and gas in Nigeria, those who are aware and know Nigeria, his kingdom is actually in the Niger Delta area. He controls that kingdom. where the oil and gas in Nigeria is located. And he's here also to share with us the challenges they have from the indigenous perspective. Our organization is a new organization, though evolving. However, we have the privilege to have trained many people in ethno-religious mediation. Unfortunately, one of our mediators, certified mediators, last year passed away, and we also have some of our kings, 2 kings who are members of our World Elders Forum. One was at our conference last year who passed away last year, and one from Ghana, His Royal Majesty, Chief Osei Kwame II of Ashanti region of Ghana, who was actually planning the conference, mobilizing about 60 traditional rulers from Ghana with their government to attend this very forum, recently passed away while he was planning to come here. But I just want us to observe a moment of silence for these people. In addition to His Royal Majesty, Chief Osei Kwame, we have His Royal Majesty, King Opotari Diongoli from the Niger Delta region of Nigeria, who also passed away. Thank you very much for remembering these people who have helped us and whose hearts and spirits are with us. The theme of this year's conference, Ethno-Religious Conflict and Economic Growth, is very important today. Researchers, analysts, and policymakers have been trying to find out whether there is a correlation between violent conflict and economic growth. A new study shows evidence of global economic impact of violence and also shows that these have some kind of relationship with economic growth and peace. Although these research findings have initiated a conversation about the relationship between conflict, peace, and global economy, there is an urgent need for a study that is aimed at understanding the relationship between ethno-religious conflict and economic growth, especially in different countries around the world. And here with us is a representative from the United Nations, the UN and member states, and the business community are hoping to achieve peace and prosperity for all peoples on the planet through the Sustainable Development Goal, or goals, especially by the year 2030. Now, understanding the ways in which ethno-religious conflict or violence is related to economic development in different countries around the world will help us to equip and empower these governments and policymakers and also conflict resolution practitioners and scholars to effectively and efficiently address these conflicts and help our people, help ordinary people. Now, in addition, ethno-religious conflict and violence has been a historical phenomenon, and we know that from the media and what we see every day. When we tune on to any channel, what we see is really scary, without mentioning the countries involved. We are aware of all the devastation caused by these types of conflicts. So the devastation and loss caused by ethno-religious conflict or violence are currently being experienced in different parts of the world. Our organization, the International Center for Ethno-Religious Mediation, believes that knowing the economic cost of ethno-religious conflict or violence and the ways in which ethno-religious conflict is related to economic growth will help policymakers and stakeholders, especially the business community and all those who are helping people design proactive solutions to address these problems. And so this conference will look at this through, first of all, the intervention from the UN, the insights from the UN, and the keynote speech that we're about to listen to, and the distinguished speeches that we're going to be having. We're going to be looking at all the research that has been done, to understand and help us understand these problems. And at the end of all that, we're also going to be looking at panel presentations from experts who are here, scholars, which will be followed by a discussion, informed discussion between and among panelists. It's going to be a long conference, long day today and tomorrow, but I think at the end of it all, we will be happy and satisfied. Thank you very much for coming, and I look forward to listening to your presentations, and also probably at the end, we could have your papers and get them reviewed, peer-reviewed, and published in our Journal of Living Together. Thank you very much.